It is a continuous process. As a socialization is an important matter for society, child socialization should not be left to itself but should be controlled through institutional channels. It is socialization which turns a child into a useful member of the society. There are two sources of socialization for child. The one who has the authority over the child, those who are equal in authority to child. The society takes no chance while protecting the most valued parts of its heritage. The child learns something from his or equals. He acquires cooperative morality from them. Both the authoritarian and equalitarian relationship contribute to the socialization of the child. The common agencies for the socialization of the child are family, school, friends. Socialization is equal to authoritarian relationship plus equalitarian. इसको हटाना. Now we have factors affecting. First, we have individual factors. There can be numerous individual factors. One may not feel confident in social situation because of class, caste, physical appearance, educational status, perception towards society, and lingual abilities. Then we have social factor. Apart from the individual factors, there could be certain social factor also which inhibit the socialization process. There could be poor interaction in the society due to the poor social environment, behavior in the society, family type, participation in social gatherings, views towards social norms, cultural factors. These are the various traditional and the customary practices pertaining to one's own culture. Culture plays an important role in determining the process of socialization. When the child grows and notices these cultural practices, he sometimes, when certain practices are found to have no explanation, they are not useful, then those practices are discarded and the individual stops following them. That leads to the hindrance in the process of socialization. Next, we have rights and responsibilities of an individual in a democratic society. A right is a privilege or freedom that is protected. Rights are not usually provided automatically, they are usually fought for and claimed. Example, every child has the right to learn. Rights are the freedoms which are important for personal growth as well as for the society. Fundamental rights are the Charter of Rights contained in the Constitution of the India. Fundamental rights aimed at the overturning the discrimination and inequalities of the pre-independence social practices. Originally, seven fundamental rights were provided. Right to equality, freedom, property, exploitation, religion, educational rights, constitutional remedies. The right to property has been removed from the list of fundamental rights to 44th Amendment removed. Some other rights are as following. Every individual aged 18 years and above has the right to vote. Every individual who is born in the country and aged above 30 can be candidates for the country and aged above, irrespective of the educational qualities or status in the society. Rich and poor are treated equally. Weaker sections of society have reservation of seats, and so they also have a say in the governance of the country. Minorities are suitably represented. Anyone who has a majority support in the legislature can become chief minister or prime minister, irrespective of his caste or social status. There is freedom of expression to the individual. Anyone can criticize the government without fear. Individuals in a democracy have the freedom to excel in any field like music and other arts and sciences. She is free to participate in any cultural activity. Individuals can join army and contribute their services in the defense of the country. Individuals have the right to practice any religion, and there is no state religion so far as India is concerned. As India is a secular state, all religions are treated equally. There is religious freedom. And talk about responsibilities. Responsibility is a duty or obligation. It is something you should do to show that you respect your rights. Example, your right to an education comes with the responsibility to show up to school prepared and time. When an individual demands certain things as his right, he has certain responsibilities also. And he must discharge them consciously and become the honest citizen of the country. Every individual should participate in the elections either as a candidate or voter. He should vote the candidate who is not corrupt and who can discharge their duties efficiently and sincerely. Caste relation should not be considered here. Well-willed youth of this country should join the defense, focus in a large number, and use their might in the protection of the borders of their nation. And individualization is a process by which an individual is made independent of its group. It is simply the process of attaining the one's own self. Socialization brings man into relation with others. Individualization makes him independent and self-determined. The process of individualization is carried out by the individual himself, and this is mainly a mental process which is spread to the prevailing ideas are the two misconceptions to be removed first. Just because a man attains his own self, it does not mean that individuals become completely free from the group. The task of sociologists is not only to ascertain the ideas that prevail at a certain time, but also to find out how these ideas came in existence. Aspects of individualization. The first aspect lies in the process of becoming different from the other people. Democratization, free competition, and social mobility also encourage individualization. It includes in being aware of one's specific characters and rise of a new kind of evaluation. The individual might consider himself superior to others and evaluate himself in the high terms. It may be feeling of self-glorification. The third aspect of individualization is the wishes that goes through objects. Social mobility may also bind the individual to specific wishes. Family condition may also bind the individual For example, a feeling of becoming lonely may lead an individual to introspection or inwardness, especially in big cities. The community does not have much influence on the individual, so he develops a feeling of privacy and partial isolation. Factors affecting individualization: gender roles. Example: if a female is not satisfied with her gender, she may cross dress and may face identity crisis at some point of time in her later life. The same could be with males, but also is more common with females. Lifestyle. The lifestyle helps to determine the health status of an individual, and the routine practices such as type of diet, rest and sleep habit, bowel and bladder, employment. The nature of job also affects the health status of an individual, and it is found that apart from the infections and nutritional deficiencies, there are many occupational diseases also. Example: bicyanosis, brown lung disease in cotton factory workers, plumbism. Bicyanosis and plumbism, lead poisoning. Social relationship. Good social relations helps to boost the psychological health of an individual, whereas poor social relations can predispose an individual to stress and related disorders such as psychosis, neurosis, and mood disorders. Health beliefs of an individual are formed from childhood parallel to the personality development. The belief about health also develops simultaneously, which are the relatively permanent and directly responsible for the health related behavior.